Uh-oh, sounds like the internet is in trouble. I better go check and see how he is. Internet, what's wrong?
I am being overrun by trolls, creationist cat. Their douchebag rays are overloading my sensors. I don't know how long I can survive this attack.
Just hold out a little while longer, Internet. I've got a plan. Shadowbites, I got a lot of ground to cover here, but before we start, I'm gonna drop a mission statement. What you are about to witness will be nothing short of the most brutal, thorough, and painstakingly researched poundage of a colossally hypocritical internet jerkface and his army of brain-dead trolls you will ever see in your freaking life. I did not come to fuck around. This is personal. And for those of you who say don't feed the trolls, I say don't worry, because this time we're feeding them cyanide. Now, recently, I reported that a video of mine was given a community guidelines strike. This was mind-blowingly strange, considering the video was actually created for an AIDS charity. Everything in that video was pure satire. I suspect they took a section where I was jokingly screaming at G-Man as genuine, and just let me state for the record that I have never genuinely bullied or harassed, advocated or condoned bullying or harassment ever. I advocate for criticism through humor, and yeah, sometimes that's not very pretty, but more on that later. Now, what I didn't tell you, Shadowbites, about that strike is that I got it the same day Atheism is Unstoppable, aka Devin Tracy, received a community guidelines strike for hate speech for his Meet a Moderate Muslim video. I immediately condemned it. Yes, I did call him a fart-brained hemorrhoid on the ass of humanity, but hey, you know, he calls my worthless human slave a regressive douchehole and a fat, white, guilt-ridden meth addict. These are like terms of endearment we use. A few minutes later, Vadim signed a petition on AIU's behalf in regards to the freaking video, cause regardless of him sucking a whole lot of donkey balls, Vadim still believes it is right to free speech, and in this case did not want to see his platform to make crappy videos here on YouTube jeopardized. Well, Vadim did watch AIU's video beforehand, and he noticed that AIU called a few Ismaili Muslims
Ismaili Muslims?
Smiley Muslims, and he cracked a joke about it. As you can see, it was just a little bit of harmless freaking criticism. It was nothing. But AIU, of course, said, gee, I wonder if any of Vadim's videos are hateful. Anyone care to check on that for me? And a few hours later, I had my strike. Now look, if that's all there was to this, I might not be making this video right now. So hold on, cause we're just getting warmed up here, alright? So as AIU kicked off his Devin Tracy as a champion of free speech tour 2016, I took to freaking Twitter, letting people know what had occurred. He then proceeds to tell me to stop bullying people online and just enjoy the strike. He then accused me of giving him a strike with no evidence whatsoever to back up that freaking claim. Then he said I had the power to lift his strike and I chose not to do it. I explained to Shit for Brains that that's actually impossible. Community strikes don't work that way. People who give them have no power to take them away. At this point, all of this is just fucking nuts, alright? Because he knew for a fact that I only tried to get that strike removed. More on all of that later. And then I come to learn, and I am not freaking shitting you, that in the event that his channel receives a third strike and is therefore terminated, AIU has put plans into motion to have my channel flagged out of freaking existence.
Devin, it's awful you may lose your channel. Whose channel do you want us to flag? Well, I think you know the answer to that. Wink, wink.
So, maybe you say that's not very specific. He could be talking about somebody else here, even though that these comments right here say otherwise, right? Well, insanely enough, AIU let me know in no uncertain terms that if his channel goes down, I go down. End of story. Now, this may be the first time he succeeded in getting me a strike, but it's definitely not the first time he tried. I'm of course talking about this insane cavalcade of butthurt bullshit right here. Yes, apparently the author of such timeless classics as Time to Curb Stomp, That Douchehole Vadim Newquist, and Vadim Newquist is a clueless, regressive moron, said I was being mean, and he felt harassed and bullied by this video. Which really begs the question, was Mr. Alpha Male himself, Devin Tracy, all of a sudden genuinely shaddy-waddy because of various pieces of comedic criticism which would make him an insanely huge hypocrite considering how he is known far and wide for his scathing personal attacks? Or is he just a big fucking liar, having a temper tantrum and saying whatever he can in the hopes of literally destroying my channel? Either way, it's undoubtedly some butt-ass crazy SJW style bullshit. But did it work? Of course it did!
But I wouldn't do anything to you, man. I wouldn't even dream of it. I mean, fuck, I wouldn't do it to anybody. I've never flagged a video in my life. No, I have. I flagged Creationist Cat for being unfunny or something. No, it wasn't unfunny. It was just like disrespectful or something. I just flagged it once. It doesn't do anything. The whole YouTube flagging system is bullshit. It doesn't do anything.
So wait, you false flagged Creationist Cat video?
You could false flag any video you want. But that's the whole point of what Devin was saying.
Oh, okay. You know what, guys? On second thought, this is no big deal. Because Devin was just trying to make the point that anyone can false flag a video. You don't need an advanced degree or a license to do it. You could just be a regular, everyday guy who worships a demented ideologue so fervently that they're willing to abandon their ethics in the effort to destroy someone who obviously doesn't deserve it, even though they know full well that if anybody did the same to AIU, that person would probably be sodomized, have their balls smashed with a sledgehammer, and be burned at the freaking stake. I am so glad that he made this point. But hey, Anthony, I do apologize that you found that video unfunny, but judging from all these tweets you posted about my quote, glorious channel, back when you were a huge freaking fan of mine, I clearly made you laugh back then. I even provoked beer to eject from your left nostril. And that's pretty good, because the left nostril is usually the hard nostril to get. So why the fuck provoke this psychotic break with reality that caused Powder with Duck Lips over here to send his army of shameless sycophants to false flag all my videos? Well, my worthless human slave Vadim committed the grave freaking sin of trying to help him. Yes, a few days after AIU published the video, Creationist Cat's home address, he was hit with a strike for bullying. Once again, AIU insisted I was responsible and declared war. And did Kim Jong-Tracy have any evidence whatsoever? Of course not! So, Vadim and I stepped up and tried to help AIU get his strike removed, because AIU hadn't actually published his address. Vadim did not feel bullied, and considering that the vigilant Christian Mario had stepped up previously when I received a false flag for bullying in a video about him and helped get it removed, Vadim felt that he'd just be a hypocrite not to do the same. So, just to review, here is vigilant Christian Mario condemning my strike for bullying, admitting that mocking him is not bullying, and saying that it'll help me get my strike removed. And here is AIU saying that I was mean. His feelings were hurt, and telling people to give me strikes to 3 of my videos, none of which remotely violated YouTube's terms of service. You know what? I just realized something. Can you guys just hold on a second? The vigilant Christian Mario is better on free speech than Devin Tracy! Are you fucking kidding me? So Vadim contacted a friend of his who works with YouTube and attempted to help AIU out. Since AIU and his cadre of fart-brained sycophants have accused me of lying about this, you can click here for a statement from her verifying this fact. I spent time on Skype and discussed this crap in PMs. I also made a video on AIU's freaking behalf to inform YouTube that Vadim did not feel bullied by his video. I was in contact with my #1 fan, Anthony, who was very thankful at the time, and later I was also contacted by the guy who said he flagged the video. He said that he did it because he saw the title and he thought it endangered my worthless human slave's life. And seriously, who can blame the guy? You expect someone to watch a 1-hour video to see if a guy who brags about doxing actually doxed the person they say they doxed in the title? Don't get me wrong, I wish it didn't happen, but he did not do anything wrong. This is important to establish because AIU ridiculously blames us both for this. Let's say that AIU actually did divulge Vadim's address. Thousands of people are seeing it. Every minute it's up increases potential danger. He's supposed to waste an hour to make sure it happened? Before you answer that question, consider this. AIU's parents recently got doxxed and supposedly swatted. That is friggin' stupid, horrible, reprehensible, and all of that. But if right now someone posts an hour-long video titled Devin Tracy's family address, should they come through that entire video to see if they actually went through with it? Of fucking course not! So seriously, those of you who have been moronic,ly saying that I deserve a strike because of that, and there are a lot of you idiots, you need to knock that the fuck off now! Seriously. You're morons! So, ultimately, Vadim and I were unsuccessful. I was told by Queenie that it was more than likely because AIU had used a clickbait title. You see, even though that Vadim could make an appeal to YouTube saying that he didn't feel bullied, there's no way he could tell YouTube that that wasn't a clickbait title. I may be the Lord's chosen cat, but in this situation, I couldn't work a miracle. My paws were tied. So there's a lot more details, but they're all right here in this freaking video. It should be obvious to anyone that all I ever did was try and help the guy before he went psycho and ordered his minions to go blitzkrieg on all my videos, even though I was assured that Devin would never condone flagging a video of any kind.
And despite all of that, I would never make even the slightest attempt to remove him from YouTube. I would never in a million years dream of depriving him of his right to his point of view. And that's the biggest difference between
Creationist Cat and AIU.
He wishes desperately for the power to silence
Creationist Cat.
Meanwhile, even if I were given the power to silence him, I would not use it.
So before we go, let's just get a couple of things straight. AIU doesn't give a freaking crap about free speech unless it's his own. He continually uses his followers to outsource his attempts to silence others, and he'll do it to you if you merely try to freaking help him and come up short, or even if you levy the most trivial jokes and or criticism at him, and my channel has the freaking strike to prove it. Now, in my next video, I will further discuss what a butthurt whiny bitch this dildo-brained fartface is, how he masks his censorious hypocritical bullshit with dumbass alpha male posturing. Get ready to barf your brains out over that. I'll take on the pathetic excuses this dipshit will give for the actions I've outlined in this video, expose more lies that he's perpetuated about my worthless human slave, shed straight what he and I have actually said about AIU versus the bullcrap straw man, all that, and more Dancing with Trump. So freaking watch it, you bunch of hellbound whoremongering perverts! You don't have to, but if you don't, you'll totally burn in hell. Later, Shadowmites!